Hi everybody, how are you? Happy Mindful Monday. It's good to be back with you guys. There's been a topic that has just been surfacing over and over again in my sessions with clients and just in conversation. I've been kind of just noticing that it's coming up a lot, and it's nothing new, but it's the topic of happiness. And I've been contemplating on this topic thinking, what exactly is happiness? And in the past, I come from a belief that says, happiness is something not to attach too tightly to, because we're human beings and we're meant to have a full range of emotions. Just like there's lots of colors in a rainbow, we are human and we're meant to feel all kinds of feelings. So we're not designed to just feel happiness all the time. And it's almost like an unrealistic expectation for us to have that of ourselves. However, the farther along I get on my path and the more I contemplate the meaning of happiness, for me, the meaning of happiness is being able to gracefully accept what is, regardless of what that is, at any given moment. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 things that can rob us of our happiness. And the first one is when we get too attached to the destination or too attached to the dream. So what can happen is we have this dream, we have this vision, we have this mission, we have this desire that pulls us into action every single day. But if we're not careful, we can get so focused, hyper-focused on the result. So hyper-focused on where we're going, what we want to accomplish, that we start to not enjoy the process. We start to feel frustrated about where we are because it's not where we want to be. We start to compare what's unfolding in the moment as opposed to what we want to be unfolding later on down the road. And what I've seen with that is it's a happiness trap, as I've heard it called before, where you have a dream and a desire and something so beautiful that you're up to in the world that you're creating, but if we're not careful and we get so attached to the dream itself, then we forget to live the dream that's every day. We forget to live in the life that's unfolding every single moment. And what I have found is that when we aren't present, when we aren't right here, right now, opening our eyes to the joy and the beauty and the glory that is everywhere, we aren't actually experiencing life. And what I've found is that when we're present and we're actually experiencing life in the moment, from moment to moment with our lovers and our children and our families and our friends and our clients and our students and our coworkers, that's where the joy is. So attaching to the dream too much can rob us of our happiness. Have your dream, have your desire, but don't get too attached to it. Stay here, stay in the now. The second thing is believing that happiness comes from something outside of us. I see this all the time with my clients. They have this belief that if they only could change this, that, or the other thing, if so-and-so could only behave differently, then I could be happy. And again, it's another happiness trap that I think we can all relate to, and it's really easy to fall into that trap. It's really easy to assume or to believe that if such and such was different, if this circumstance or that circumstance or this situation or that situation were only different, if this thing about me were only different, then I could be happy. But today I want to challenge that, and I want to ask you, do you know that for sure? Because what I have seen in my experience as a coach and as a human being is that we think that, and then as soon as that thing changes, as soon as we get our body the way we want it, as soon as we get into the relationship that we want to have, as soon as we get that next, tick on the boxes, or tick as far as where we want to go in our career, as soon as we earn that amount of money that we wanted to earn, it's always what's next, right? And so it always comes back to, how can I maintain a level of happiness within myself in this moment, right here, right now, exactly how things are. So that's trap number 2, is believing that happiness comes from people, places, and things, or something outside of ourselves. So when we move away from what seems to be, for me anyways, much more real, much more truthful, that happiness really is an inside job. It's really a state that we're in. That can get a little tricky, and more than often I see it rob us of our happiness when we do that. The third one is my most favorite one. When we put things in front of our self-care, that will rob us of our happiness. So when we, when I've had a sick parent as of late, and I've shared that with you guys, and that's been really difficult, because how do we choose, right? How do we not put people, places, and things ahead of ourselves when we have children, when we have partners, when we have people who need us? But what I'm here to make a stand for you and for me and for everyone, is that when we put our self-care last, when we put other things in front of our self-care, then we are not nourished, we are not filled up, we are not rested, we are not exercised, we are not breathed, we are not centered, and we are not happy. So my advice, actually my suggestion, is to continue to put your self-care first and see how that shifts things for you. So I'm going to leave it here today. Next week I'm actually going to be talking about like the 3 keys to switching that and to reclaiming your happiness. So the 3 ways that you can actually create happiness no matter what. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel, and we can hang out every Monday. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear what they are. Please share them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending love and light to all of you. Namaste. Have fun.